Good morning. We are so excited to be here this morning as we celebrate the accomplishments of our occupational therapy students and we send them off on the very exciting next steps of their educational experience. We are so honored to have family members and friends joining us here in Fishersville, as well as virtually for today's celebration. We know that for many of you, this is your first time getting to be in our building, so welcome. To our class of 2023, it has been a really eventful 2 years that you've been here at Murphy-Deming. That's an understatement, right? Well, you were among the first students in the whole country to come back to in-person education in the summer of 2020. The Olympics may have been canceled that summer, but we were here in person. We may have had to be in masks, 6 feet apart, and wiping down every table and chair after every class, but we were here, and we are so excited to be part of your OT journey. Since that time, you have succeeded in a very rigorous occupational therapy educational program. You have spent countless hours studying anatomical structures, learning the philosophical underpinnings and theories that guide our profession, and practicing the different assessment and intervention skills that you will need to treat your clients. You have grown in your ability to reason through challenging client cases and create solutions. You have positively impacted our local community through your service and volunteer efforts. Your class has completed over 700 volunteer hours in our community. That is an amazing feat, especially considering we've been in a global pandemic. Your generosity of time and spirit was evident as you served food at the food bank, as you completed critical home repairs, as you helped with equine assisted therapy, as you created greeting cards for local seniors, and many, many more. You shared your expertise through exercise programs at a local senior community. You made every moment count in the local schools. You organized backpack awareness events, and you led ergonomic assessments. You have discovered your voice as members of the OT profession. Members of your class have attended both in-person and virtual conferences, presented research at conferences, raised money to support OT research through the St. Catherine's Challenge. You promoted our profession through awareness and service activities on World OT Day. So we come together today to celebrate the accomplishments of your first 2 years and to look ahead to the exciting and yes, challenging opportunities that are ahead. You are preparing to join the profession of occupational therapy in a new way. Our profession holds such an important purpose to meeting society's occupational needs. We care about the daily activities that our clients value, and we help them fulfill their life roles. We mark that today is an important point of transition. You'll move from learning here in our building, in our classrooms and our labs, to learning out in authentic practice settings. After today, you will complete 2 12-week fieldwork experiences, as well as your unique doctoral experience. I hope to all of our guests in the audience, later as we get a chance to recognize each student, that you'll take a minute to also look at the screen, where you'll get to see the wide array of places our students are going to be doing their fieldwork and capstone experiences to get just a little more taste of the breadth of giving that our students will be doing in the next year. To the families and friends, we know that you've heard our names, hopefully mostly good, but maybe a few frustrated phone calls home too. We know. But I would like to take a moment to recognize the exceptional faculty members that have been part of your students' educational journey. So our core faculty members here with us today include Dr. Emily Budd, Dr. Lisa Burns, Dr. Greg Hansen, Dr. Sarah McCadden, Dr. Liz Richardson, and Dr. Pam Stevenson. Also joining us today are a few of our adjunct faculty members. We have Kayla Doss. We have Director of Student Services, Crystal Johnson. Associate Dean, Sue Stevens. And our Dean, Lisa Schoaf. Of course, as you embark on this next step in your journey, you know that you are joined in spirit by many other adjuncts, faculty in the physician assistant and physical therapy programs, the guest lecturers, the lab assistants who have been part of your journey. They are all here cheering you on. We also want to take a moment to express our sincere appreciation to a few key staff members who made today possible. Tyler Matherly, who is recording today's event and sending it out live. Nicole Goodnow, who's supporting the live stream as well. Christiana Herrera and Chuck Reed, who helped us prepare the building for today's event. And last, I would like to recognize an incredibly dedicated group of students in this cohort who served as representatives in the planning committee for today's event. So a big thank you to Anna Barrett, Haley Gummer, and Kelsey Mooring. At this time, I'm very pleased to introduce two members of our class of 2023. Please welcome Leah Kate and Julia Sheffer.
Okay, Dr. Ellington stood like here, so I'll stand here too. Okay. Greetings, scholars, and friends and family of scholars. My name is Leah Kate, and it is my honor to be standing here today with my colleague, Julia Sheffer. Before we get started, I would like to note that the last time I was standing in front of a group this large, I was officiating my brother's wedding. Meanwhile, Julia's typical audience for public speaking is in a gym, instructing sweaty people to exercise. So if you're feeling particularly interested in burning some calories or getting married, please see us after the ceremony. On a serious note, it is particularly special to be standing up here together, as Julia and I started our didactic journey here at MDCHS as anatomy cadaver lab partners, 2 short yet very long years ago. While that summer will always be unforgettable for our cohort, I'm sure our friends and families are fighting very hard to erase their memories completely of the gory details that we did not spare them. Sorry, Dad. Our cohort's journey has been a unique one, beginning in the peak of the pandemic with constant changes to rules and guidelines, impacting our ability to get to know each other. But have no fear. That did not stop us from being one of the most tight-knit groups that I have ever been a part of. One moment. Okay. I should have used okay. I genuinely feel like I could tell any one of these people anything, free of judgment. And trust me, I do. Out loud. In class. We have been through so much together, from dissecting the brains of cadavers to molding the minds of each other with each of our 30-minute leadership presentations. I have watched the members of this cohort grow in tremendous ways and have no doubt that each one of you will continue to flourish in fieldwork.
If attending OT school during a pandemic taught us one thing, it is to be flexible. And if we didn't learn that lesson, our professors surely taught us that. In my personal experience at Virginia Tech, I was lucky if a professor even knew my name. Here at Murphy Deming, not only do our professors know our names, they also know our eyes and our foreheads, considering we were masked the entire first year. Despite these challenges, they were always flexible and modeled occupational therapy in their own unique way. In preparation for fieldwork, Leah and I would like to share a few lessons that we have learned from each professor. When you are in the field, be a Dr. Ellington. Be the leader and take initiative. Dive into the research and try new interventions and techniques. Do not be afraid to fail. Remember that you are more than just a student, and you have unique skills and knowledge to offer. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Even if you are unsatisfied with the answer, it depends. And don't forget to prioritize your own physical health and well-being, because if you are lucky enough, you just might run into Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at the gym. Oh, sorry. When you are in the field, be a Dr. Richardson. Be adaptable. If you are thrown into a new situation, ride out the waves and see where it takes you. You might surprise yourself by just how well you handle it all. Walk with grace and speak with kindness. Your sense of calm can positively impact those around you. Prioritize self-care. Go for a walk or get some fresh air, even if it's through a fake window sticker in your office.
When you're in the field, be a Dr. McCadden. Be relatable and connect with clients through stories and experiences. Meet the client where they are. A little vulnerability can go a long way. Be a girl boss or a boy boss, Matt. You can be professional and stylish all at the same time. And lastly, laugh like no one's watching, even if an entire classroom full of students is in fact watching.
When you're in the field, be a Dr. Bud. Be bubbly and excited. Be energetic and genuinely care for others. Go the extra mile for those you serve and put your best foot forward in a cute pair of shoes. And remember, when you are belting along to our cohort's Level 2 survival playlist, chances are Dr. Bud is too.
When you're in the field, be a Dr. Stevenson. I love watching your guys' faces. Be your biggest fan. Provide yourself with words of affirmation, such as, you know more than you think you know. If you're feeling really stressed, allow yourself to take a break. You could knit a few pairs of socks, or eat an entire chocolate cake. And a helpful tip. When you're short on time, you can buy yourself at least 5 minutes if you put some pep in your step and absolutely run from point A to point B. When you're in the field, be a Dr. Hansen. Be a friend to the people you work with and the clients you serve. Build rapport that makes them feel comfortable enough to open up to you. Be lighthearted. Take pride in what you do, but don't take yourself too seriously. March to the beat of your own drum, even if that drum is beating at 8 a.m. before a riveting research class. And lastly, never stop dreaming. Even if that dream is that one day you'll be on stage, rocking with the Foo Fighters, up there with your best friend, Dave Grohl. I'm sure it'll come true one day, buddy.
And lastly, but certainly not least, be a Dr. Burns. Be the fierce advocate for those you serve. Ask others what they need and how you can help. Be engaging with your clients, and remember, a funny little gift can go a long way in a PowerPoint. Be warm and inviting. Don't be afraid to let 28 hungry grad students invade your home and steal all your food. And lastly, remember, every Thursday at approximately 1:30 in the afternoon is the perfect time for tea. In the spirit of Dr. Hansen, we would like to conclude our speech with a few words of wisdom, encouragement, and kindness. For wisdom, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Over the past 2 years, we have purposefully been placed in very uncomfortable situations, including, but certainly not limited to, unzipping a body bag on our first day of school, performing a 30-minute solo presentation in front of an entire class, and most recently, surviving an ant invasion. However, Matt, the only guy in our cohort, our distinguished Broti, really knows what uncomfortable situations are like. From being in a room full of girls every single day, and talking about how to don off bras following a stroke, to discussing safe positioning for the unspoken ADL. Matt, you are a trooper. We are entering a profession where we will work with clients intimately and help them with toileting, bathing, and dressing. Now it is our turn to make them feel comfortable in the uncomfortable.
As a point of encouragement, take a moment to reflect and realize how far we have all come within this program. I cannot count the number of times in the past years that I have thought to myself, maybe there's still some vacancy in my parents' basement. There's not. I know that we've all had moments where we have questioned our mental strength to finish one more test or one more assignment. Perhaps we have also tested the mental strength of our audience members as we call them for vent sessions at any given moment of any given day. But alas, we have all made it here. And on behalf of our entire cohort, I would like to thank all of you for answering the phone when we called. When you're in the field, remember that that encouragement is still just a phone call away.
Lastly, a message of kindness. A big thank you to our entire cohort. Each and every one of you has positively impacted my experience here at Murphy-Deming. Over the past 2 years, it has been my pleasure to get to know you all, your preferred occupations, your quirks, and trust me, this group has a lot of quirks, and your authentic passion for serving others through occupational therapy. I have no doubt that each of you will shine in the field this upcoming year. Thank you for making our long days bearable. Thank you for being the best advocates for occupational therapy in our interprofessional teams. Thank you for bringing the best snacks to tea time. And lastly, thank you for inspiring us through this journey thus far. I know that inspiration does not end here.
And lastly, so Julie and I were, looking for inspiration for this speech. We happened to stumble across something new to us. It was this quote that I thought, this might fit the thing. We'll kind of see how it goes, but I don't know. I'll see what you guys think about it. But just try to hold this close to you when you're in the field. Man, through the use of his hands, as they are energized by mind and will, can influence the state of his or her own health.
Mary Riley, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Ooh, how about the quote from 1962? Well done. Well, today, as we look ahead and we anticipate the contributions you each are going to make in the practice of OT and in the lives of your future clients, it is fitting to hear from an occupational therapist. The students have invited Kayla Doss to share a few words as they prepare to go out into practice. Kayla is an adjunct instructor in our program and works full-time as an occupational therapist at Western State Hospital, where she specializes in treating clients who have mental health challenges. Kayla, thank you so much for being here.
Hi everyone, let's see, we'll adjust this first. Good morning. So first and foremost, this is the first time I am seeing your family members without their masks. You all look so pretty. So I was able to see them in a time where I actually wasn't able to really get to know them from that intimate way. So I'm really excited to be able to share this moment with you. So everyone, good morning. I'm excited to be with you all today. For those who I have not met, my name is Kayla Doss, and as Dr. Ellington mentioned, I am an OT at Western State Hospital. For those who may be unfamiliar, Western State Hospital is an inpatient state psychiatric hospital that services the Commonwealth of Virginia. I have been practicing for 8 full years, and I absolutely love my job. One of the special parts of my job is getting to share my passion and knowledge with students in psychosocial OT, and more specifically as mental health is a career, and I'm hoping I've convinced some of you. So first, I'd like to address you all as a class. I want you to know how impactful you all were to me last year and how much I learned from our experiences together. I was able to watch you all in action innovate and create meaningful plans of care and follow through with interventions to address the needs of a client that we were serving. I remember being in awe, seeing you all bring your modalities to class and how in-depth you were in making sure every step of the process was complete. I want you to know that due to your inspirations, I kept some of those added details to Mr. Smith, including the infamous peanut butter and banana intervention. We had a very interesting time. I really enjoyed it. So this leads me to my first lesson. I hope you all keep this in your heart and mind as you're growing. Never stop learning and never stop allowing yourself to learn. You're going to find that some of the largest concepts that you learn about yourself and the OT profession come from the environment around you. So think of it as PEO coming to life. Pay attention to your actions of your coworkers and colleagues of the different fields. This may help guide you how you want to be seen therapeutically, and if I'm being honest, maybe not so much, but being able to rise above. I hope that you stay humble and that it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to own those mistakes, but reflect on them and grow. And this leads me to my second lesson. The power of I don't know. And I know what you're probably thinking, isn't it my job to know all the things? In simplistic terms, yes. It is our job as a profession to have the foundational and theoretical knowledge that allows us to be distinct and different from other professionals and the services they provide. It is our job to understand the OT process as this asserts to other professionals in the system that we too are evidence-based in our approach with client care, and we provide valuable, meaningful, and therapeutic services. However, there are many things that OTs are required to know, but there are many things to learn and explore in the profession, and sometimes I don't know may be your best tool. I would like to provide you a personal example. When I was a level 2 student, and yes, I was that very long ago, and not to call her out, but Dr. Richardson probably remembers that from previous. We've grown together a lot, just so in case you all are not familiar. When I was a level 2 student, and if I'm being honest, even today as a clinician, I sometimes lose myself in thinking that I need to know it all, and I need to be perfect. I need to know all the answers to the questions that my patients are going to ask me and that staff are going to ask me. I need to be on all the time, and I need to not show weakness. It is very evident that during my level 2 OT, that the OT I was following was observing this behavior, and she gave me the best piece of advice that I still carry today. It is a sentence that I hope will change your perspective, and that changed my perspective, and I'm hoping it will yours too. The best OTs are not the ones with the answers, but they're the ones who ask the questions. For my third lesson, I want to ask you all first. Are you excited to embark on your next step? Good, I'm seeing some good, so we got some good faces. But I also want to ask you, how many of you all are nervous or maybe scared for this next step? And I get that too. I was too, and that's good. I'm glad you feel that. I want you all to be reassured that the feelings that you're having are completely valid. It's okay that you're feeling a mix of excitement, nervousness, fear, or maybe grief in knowing that your final steps of your academic career may be coming to a close, but only for now because we're lifelong learners, okay? However, I also want you to stop, and I want you to feel the joy of this moment. You deserve to feel proud of yourself and the accomplishments you have made and the passion that you've shown in OT and how much better the profession will be because you're in it. I want you to know how deserving you all are to be at this next step. Before we close today, I asked various colleagues in different practice settings what would be some words of wisdom that they wish someone had told them when they began their final steps of their OT program. These were some of their responses. Prepare as if it was your first day of your OT career. Be a sponge and do not be afraid to ask questions. When intervention planning, ask yourself, what skills am I helping my client to develop to be successful? And be able to explain that. Embrace feedback from others. It is the way you learn, grow, and evolve your career. Be open and willing to collaborate with everyone, especially your clients. You never know you never know who might be willing to share something that will spark a great idea. Do your best to maintain flexibility and intentionality in thought and action. You never know what each day may bring. Make connections and ask questions. Everyone here has something to teach you, not just OT. Get to know the staff and others in their roles. And lastly, remember your bedside manner. Your client may not always remember what you worked on, but they will always remember how you made them feel and how they were treated. In closing, I want to reemphasize to you all how proud we are that you're beginning this next step of your journey, Level 2 and capstone portion. You are deserving and worthy of this opportunity. However, I do not want you to forget to take care of yourself and find balance within your day. Remember, we learn in OT that we carry many roles, and being an OT is just one part of our identity, but it isn't the only part. I also want you to remember to work hard and be diligent in the profession, but to always keep your humility and kindness in your back pocket. I want to thank you so much for nominating me today. I enjoyed working with our students. This was the first cohort that I was able to work with, and I learned a lot from them, and I'm very excited to share this day with you. Thank you.
Thank you to each of our speakers. As we said, today is an important point of transition for each of you in your education and your professional lives. As part of this OT tradition here at Murphy-Deming, we want to mark the occasion with a meaningful gift. Your class today is receiving a pin with the Murphy-Deming logo. We hope that every day that you put that pin on, you'll remember that you have your classmates and all of us here at Murphy-Deming rooting you on. In addition, your class asked that each advisor write a note to his or her advisees. I guess that does only seem fair, since after 2 years of us giving you assignments, you turned the table and gave us one of our own. So today, we're honored as well to present those notes to you. So at this time, we're very pleased to recognize each of you, and your advisor will present you with the gifts.
As we begin recognizing the class of 2023, will Dr. Budd's advisees please come forward? Devin Brzezinski. Marissa Craig. Morgan Gibson. Maddie Hogg. Will Dr. Burns' advisees please come forward? Anna Barrett. Haley Gummer. Sarah Ingram. Kelsey Mooring. Will Dr. Ellington's advisees please come forward? Hanselman. Jessica McKeever. Lori Potter. Julia Sheffer. Will Dr. Hansen's advisees please come forward? Matt Alterer. Leah Kate. Becca Kime. Kaylee Nichols. Will Dr. McCadden's advisees please come forward? Megan Berry. Melanie Brooks. Haley Fox. Bree Judy. Will Dr. Richardson's advisees please come forward? Kanisha Ballard. Maya Lemma. Sarah Commons. Caitlin Vance. Will Dr. Stevenson's advisees please come forward? Christina Bashara. Marcy DeHio. Madison Owens. Rebecca Sennett.
All right, and now we are thrilled to move on to the OT oath.
Hello. Before we take the oath, I'd like you just to reflect for a few moments on how far you've come and what you've achieved already. You're about to take the oath of occupational therapy, and this really marks a major step in your journey to be an OT. The oath that we're going to take really is more important than the words on the paper. It's about the ethos behind the words. It reminds us of the values of the profession and the importance of integrity, perseverance, and courage. The oath signifies your commitment to our profession, to your clients, and also to the value of occupation. I am honoured to say it with you. So if you'd like to stand, we'll get ready to say the oath. I hereby pledge to hold my knowledge and trust for the good of those people whom I serve.
I hereby pledge to hold my knowledge and trust for the good of those people whom I serve.
Therefore I will endeavour to keep both the profession and the occupational needs of the clients and communities I serve
Endeavour to keep both the profession and the occupational needs of the clients and communities I serve
foremost in my thoughts and actions. Deliver occupational therapy services that demonstrate excellence at all levels of care.
Deliver occupational therapy services that demonstrate excellence at all levels of care.
While valuing and honouring diversity and respecting others as equals.
While valuing and honouring diversity and respecting others as equals.
Advocate for needed services and the rights of clients, regardless of the constraints I may face.
Advocate for needed services and the rights of clients, regardless of the constraints I may face.
Strive to always act in a manner that is consistent with the philosophical base and values of the profession.
Strive to always act in a manner that is consistent with the philosophical base and values of the profession.
By upholding the Occupational Therapy Code of Ethics.
By upholding the Occupational Therapy Code of Ethics.
Abide with those in need of care, even in the face of personal risk.
Abide with those in need of care, even in the face of personal risk.
Uphold the dignity of all human beings, regardless of their condition.
Uphold the dignity of all human beings, regardless of their condition.
Model and foster leadership.
Model and foster leadership.
And facilitate spiritual, personal, and professional growth for myself, my profession, and in others.
And facilitate spiritual, personal, and professional growth for myself, my profession, and in others.
In keeping with the high ethical and moral standards of Murphy-Deming College of Health Sciences.
In keeping with the high ethical and moral standards of Murphy-Deming College of Health Sciences.
I will seek to be receptive to what those around me have to teach me.
I will seek to be receptive to what those around me have to teach me.
Be committed to scholarship and the lifelong pursuit of truth.
Be committed to scholarship and the lifelong pursuit of truth.
And be dedicated to building a human community of justice, respect, and mutual concern.
And be dedicated to building a human community of justice, respect, and mutual concern.
Congratulations.
What an important oath you each just took. Those words embody the privilege and responsibility of a calling to the profession of occupational therapy. Taken as a whole, we hope that these words will keep you rooted in our profession's beliefs and foundations, stay with you as you grow and develop yourself in alignment with our professional ideals, and inspire you to pursue your goals and make a difference as leaders in your communities and in our profession. We would like to congratulate all of you, our students, one more time. Students, we wish you all the best, and we look forward to your successes and the upcoming year and beyond. At this time, our class is going to gather for a quick group photo before we dismiss, but thank you again so much all for traveling here and being with us this morning.